He continued to search the dashboard. Where is it? Where is the stupid knob? Dad hates things like this. He always loses it in an emergency. I'll find it, I assured him. I pulled down the lid to the glove compartment. A tiny light flashed on. I saw Dad's fleshlight in there. Oh, brother, I said. I lowered my head and peered inside. Hey, I cried out in surprise. No car manual in here. Nothing. Empty, except for the fleshlight. Except a torn scrap of white paper. What is it? Dad demanded, still searching the dashboard. I pulled the scrap of paper from the glove compartment and, holding it in the dim light, read the scrawled words. 2 words. I'm evil.
You can't scare me. Not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy. Calling all creeps.
Welcome back to Calling All Creeps. It's a podcast about Goosebumps. Hey, listen, if you're listening, you know that already, and you also know that I am Rab himself, and I'm here with Chris Pontius.
Boo, dudes. Look at my naked ass.
Wow, 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 wow. How you doing, Dave?
Great intro. Topical as ever. Jackass is at an all-time height in popularity because, as we know, it's everyone's favorite holiday film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a holiday special for Jackass would be a good idea. Have they done that?
I bet they would take wear the tree, like you're the star, and you have like the tree up your little ass.
You got to sit on the top of the tree, and then Steve-O takes a shit in a Santa hat, and he has to wear it, and then he throws up.
Yeah,
that's always how that stuff goes, right?
Yeah, and Bam Margera gives his dad a punch for Christmas. And then gets upset that he doesn't get the approval of teenagers anymore, which is his favorite gift that he used to get all the time. So instead, he just gets a hymn CD.
Yeah.
And a divorce.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Thinking about like middle school, it's weird that I would like before bed I would watch like a bunch of Jackass, which is like people like shitting on each other and like hitting each other with their wieners and stuff. And then I would go to sleep, wake up and watch like some other weird like problematic shit. And
now,
then I would go to middle school.
And now as an adult, you go into the bathroom and watch videos of people shitting on each other and hitting their wieners on it, but it's not on MTV.
That's right. Maybe it's worse now. I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, it is worse now, I guess, right? Everything's worse.
Everything's worse, but maybe when you're slapping wieners against each other, nothing bad happened. Maybe that's like the thing we've been missing.
I mean, they're having fun. They're having a good time. That was their thing, right? Is like me. This is so quickly turned into me defending Jackass for no reason. It's indefensible. But their thing was always like they only make each other the butt of the joke rather than somebody else.
Well, I mean, that was Bam Margera's thing, and they harassed a lot of strangers.
That's true. And they did the whole like bad grandpa thing. That was all at the expense of others, right? That was like a big social experiment. I
don't know. It's such a weird thing that they're making a new movie or made a new movie, or I don't even know, because like now the tagline is like, we're all done with rehab. Like it's just kind of like they were all at like the lowest points in their life, and this is what came out of it. And now they're kind of like positivity. It's like, this isn't a documentary about how they survived this. This is like, same old shit. Look, I changed my life around. I could have died. I was addicted to drugs. I'm going to staple porn to my asshole. Like, it's...
They do that. It's very cute. Well, we're back. We're like the Hess truck. We're better than ever.
Good holiday reference. Damn.
Thank you. Dave, what are you doing for Ho 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 Jingle Christmas?
Oh, in this Ho Ho Jingle Christmas, I'm going to be seeing my parents and my grandfather.
Heard of him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's doing well?
It's doing better.
Good.
And then I will see the fiance's parents as well.
That's right.
Keeping things small. Keep it tight, keep it small, keep it healthy.
Keep it tight, keep it small. As we were talking about before, this is the 100th wave of the coronavirus, the novel coronavirus. Thank you very much. This is a literature podcast. And
I'm waiting for the graphic novel coronavirus.
Oh, I mean, it's the least that the virus could do at this point. Yeah. Give me some visuals. Allow me to see you, so I might avoid you, huh? That's an idea. Scientists, if you're listening.
Sorry, I just dispelled germs.
I liked it. Make the virus bigger. Make the particles bigger. How about that?
And that way you can wear like a nose plug. Like
right.
Like nerds when they jump in the pool.
Yes.
Were you a nose plug kid?
No, I was a goggles kid.
I did a goggle. The goggles with the nose piece that covered the nose?
No, I left the nose open. I was pretty good with the nose.
I was a scuba dive thing because my older brother had the nose clip with like the fucking like necklace. Like the elastic necklace. Yeah, it was a bad look, and we're very pale gingers, so like, yeah.
I don't blame anyone for wanting to keep some wee-wah out of your nose. I think that's fair.
After a while, like it depends who you were with. I got to middle school and girls were around and stuff, and I was just like, I'm just gonna fill my lungs up. This is fine. This is a normal thing for me.
It did blow my mind when my friends would just go underwater and open their eyes. I was like, oh, I guess you could just do that. And I did it, and it hurt. I mean, it hurts. But I did it. It was like, oh, yeah, I don't need goggles. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like, wow, these kids are pretty badass. He just dove down and picked up a ring from the deep end. Do you know how long he probably had his eyes open?
Yeah. Oh, his retina's detached now.
He's like a fucking dolphin. He's screaming noises and to see.
His little blowhole is out.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody. I know we missed it, but I hope you had 8 crazy nights.
Yeah. That's right. Happy Boxing Day to Canada. Kwanzaa to everybody.
And all that other stuff, too.
And all the rest. Right, Dave?
Yeah, all the rest.
Now, of course, for this magical season, we wanted to pick the most Holiday Stine book we could find in the canon.
Of course.
And as you might know from the episode title, it is, of course, The Haunted Car.
I know. You guys, you guessed it. Everyone was like, well, it's holiday time. You're going to do The Haunted Car.
Yep. It's very predictable, very cliche, but we're just going to go for it. You know that baby's haunted by the Holy Ghost, Dave.
Of course it is. And it's got a huge bow on top of it. And the lady who you guess is the mom or fiance or girlfriend in the commercial gets brought out and they're covering her eyes. And then they go, and they're like, the best holiday yet. Like, yeah.
December to remember event.
Has anybody ever fucking gotten a car for Christmas that you know?
Oh, no, of course not. No. Yeah, that just happens in like Beverly Hills and whatnot, right?
I don't even know. I just felt like the car people were like, fuck, people aren't buying cars for Christmas. And they're like, let's just put it on them. Let's just be like, this is a thing, dick. Like, oh, yeah. Nice. You got her a necklace? Well, where is she going to drive around to show her friends the necklace in her bike?
Yeah.
You can't use a bike in the snow, asshole. Buy a car.
Real men go into debt to get their wives a Lexus.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not even like an SUV or some shit. It'll just be like, buy a front-wheel drive car fucking for your loved one so they could die.
Buy a rear-wheel drive Mustang so they die in the snow.
Yeah.
Speaking of cars, we should go into the time and place of this. No?
Owen Wilson is the answer to this book.
Oh, it's me, Owen Wilson.
Because he's the original haunted car. Ka-chow.
Oh, right. He was the voice of the car in Cars?
He was the titular car in Cars. I believe his name was Car. He was Red Car, and he had his friend Larry the Cable Car.
That's right. That's right. That is a missed opportunity, no?
And there was a blue car that he had the hots for, and she had a bumper sticker. And I remember this greatly because she had a bumper sticker, and he was like, oh, a tramp stamp. And there was sexual tension. And I know, like, this is a movie for kids and it was fun and nice, but I was in college when this came out, I think, and I just kept thinking, there's a lot of sexual tension, but how will these cars fuck? Or even kiss? That's just like a fender bender.
Well, they have tailpipes.
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
I guess that's an out-only situation.
Yeah, there's nothing like jutting out. It's just real weird. But then again, the internet exists. We could probably Google that. Someone's animated it.
I think, a mom and a dad car love each other very much, and they get together and they build a new car, right? Because they're not biological. They can't reproduce. Although they're sentient. I don't know. It gets very confusing. Murky waters.
Does he jizz like oil? No, but you need oil. Or maybe it's like when he uses like the windshield cleaner. It's like fires jizz everywhere.
Well, at least they could wipe it off.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays
This
to you
book
and yours.
came out September 1999.
Heard of it. MTV Movie Awards, 9/9/99. Watched it with my friend Matt. Britney Spears. That's what I remember.
Oh,
Go on.
I actually was going to write down who won the... Oh, I think I remember who it was. It was Will Smith won an MTV Movie Awards.
Heard of him, William
And
Smith.
Mary J. Blige.
Ah.
On the website, it'll just like it'll be like the Grammys happened and Carlos Santana and his friend Rob Thomas were big winners. And you're like, they just pick random people. So top songs of September of 1999.
Yes.
And we always go through songs and we're like, yeah, close, but these feel like 1999 to me. Bailamos by Enrique Iglesias.
I used to think that song was a jam, and by used to I mean still does.
It's
Still
a
do.
fucking jam. Also, Unpretty by TLC.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was one I remember, like, because this was prime TLR? What the fuck is the Carson Daly shit?
Yeah,
TRL.
Yes.
And it was those letters somehow. What is that even? Total Request Live. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Titties, rectally, licked.
Lactating.
Lactating.
Licked.
See,
I knew
you
it.
got it. No, it makes more sense that a boob would shoot milk through its ass.
Yeah. I've seen that video.
The movie, there were a couple movies that Who Gives a Shit because for I think 2 weeks in a row, The Sixth Sense fucking dominated.
Sure. Rightly so, I guess, right? That was Shyamalan's entrance.
Yeah, this is Shyamalan. He did all the twists, and then people got sick of them. But this movie still stands up.
Yeah, I'm sure I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I've heard it still holds up.
It's good. Yeah, holds up. That's the term. I like the little girl who's in his tent, and she's like, "I'm sick," and just pukes, and he's like, "Ah!" But I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, as long as they don't go to that beach, they'll be fine.
Don't go to that beach. Well, I bet that kid wishes he went to the beach. Did you see him recently?
Yeah.
He was in The Boys.
Haley Joel Osment?
Yeah, he plays like a washed-up child star in that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I like The Boys. It's good.
Me
It's
too.
fun.
I think we talked about The Boys on this. Who knows? We've talked about everything. That's
I
one.
have no idea.
Yeah, I like the show more than I like the comic. Comic goes too far.
Oh, yeah, I never read it.
It's too far. Goes too far. September 12th, Farm Aid is held in Bristow, Virginia.
Okay.
It was a special festival to help farmers. And it included Willie Nelson,
Okay.
Neil Young,
Okay.
John Mellencamp,
Okay. So far, so good.
Dave Matthews Band.
Okay.
Like
Hack up your skirt a little more.
Susan
Show your world
Tedeschi.
to me. Yes.
I don't know who that is. Keb Mo,
Cab Mo.
Deanna Carter,
Okay.
and the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, la la. That's band. Farm Aid in 1999.
And another thing with the movies at that time, of course, it was The Sixth Sense, but on September 10th, Fight Club had its film debut at Venice Film Festival.
Okay.
And that's all. I was like bored from everything, so I just skipped
Yeah.
it because we always play this fun game, and we're going to do it Family Feud style. Matt,
Yes.
you were a child in 1999, right?
I've heard that. Yep.
Did you celebrate a Christmas?
Did I celebrate Christmas in 99?
Yeah.
Sure.
We're going to Family Feud the top... I have 6 top Christmas gifts. Toys.
Baby.
90s toys.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you can get 4 of them. And I'm going to say, like, the
Okay.
generic stuff, like, Barbie was on the list. Always on the list. Barbie, always hitting it out of the park. Way to go, Barbie.
Yeah. Good
Lego,
job.
next level, man. Lego, good to go. All right. So I
Okay.
have 6 things here. You got
Okay.
3 strikes. Let's see if you can get at least 4. Let's say 3.
Okay.
It's
Now,
1999.
Can I ask, is everything on the table, like consoles are included?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
There's actually, I'll give a hint, one specific console is on the list. And you may not guess it.
Now, Nintendo 64 came out in the U.S. in late 96. Am I right? So this is a little late. PlayStation 2 is not yet out in the world.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting close. You're getting so close. You're on the money.
But PlayStation 1 is, same time frame as N64.
So who tried to beat everybody to market?
Oh, could this be the Dreamcast?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Dreamcast.
Baby. All right.
Rushed into sales to beat the GameCube and the PlayStation 2. Famously didn't put any CD protection on their games, so you could just burn them at home, and led to the company's demise. But if you get a Dreamcast now, like I did, you could just go online and
like I did.
You can burn any disc. I would never do that because that's illegal.
It's not. It's not correct behavior.
Yeah, but you could totally do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one.
Wow.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to give another hint. One of these,
yes,
near and dear to us.
Okay. WrestleMania 2000.
I'll say wrestling figures. WWE wrestling figures is on there.
Bone Crunching Buddies?
Yeah, Bone Crunching Buddies. That's number 2.
Are they on there?
Yeah, they're on there.
Yes.
And that wasn't even the one that's near and dear to our heart.
Oh, shit. Okay. By the way, I got an Undertaker and a Stone Cold Steve Austin Bone Crunching Buddy. Okay.
And they're still here. You play with them in the bathtub.
I still have them.
The Stone Cold he looks like a concerned, confused baby with a goatee. It's very...
He does. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
Well, I got, from my aunt, a gold copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Nice.
I'll say that. Maybe?
No.
Shit.
Video games are done. So that's one.
Video games are done. Shit. Okay. Ooh, Tamagotchi.
Too late.
Shit.
Already done. That's 2.
Fuck.
It's a toy we play with and have played with a lot.
Tech Decks.
Tech Decks.
Oh, any
In the
specific kind of tech deck, or just like
Tech Decks on this? There was a pictogram that I had of the top gifts at that time.
That's cool as hell. Yeah, I guess Tony Hawk was big around that time.
Mm-hmm. Because that was past Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I think it was 2.
I think
era.
2 was out. Yeah.
So Tech Decks were big.
And 2 is good.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. I'm kind of out of ideas.
You didn't get number 1.
Okay.
And it's something you were not into, but was very, very big in 99. Possibly the biggest thing in 99.
Okay, so something I'm not into. Pokemon related?
That's it. Pokemon. Anything Pokemon. They said Pokemon merchandise is listed as number 1, so Pokemon cards, Pokemon games.
They had all the
that
games,
was its height,
yeah.
99.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pretty much everything. The only thing you're really missing is Star Wars Episode 1 action figures and merchandise.
Huge time for them.
And apparently this was the year of Bob the Builder, which I don't think you would ever got. Yeah, I would have never guessed that shit, but yeah, but I just expected 3, and you fucking banged out.
Hell yeah. Thanks, baby.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I love that. So let's learn about this book.
Okay.
Number one thing about this book, of course, when RL Stine wrote it, he said this will be a holiday book for the holidays, winter holidays in particular. Originally, he was thinking of other holidays. He was going to write about like Easter, Eid, Passover, and he was like, we're going to stick to winter holidays when I write this haunted car book. It was reprinted in 2015 as a tie-in to the movie. One of the 3 Goosebumps 2000 books to get a classics reprint grouped in with the originals. In France, however, this book is the 67th book in the original Goosebumps series. They just kind of lumped that shit in together. I think it's because they got them a little later, so the numbers are a little off.
Yeah.
Funny thing about that is the tagline was changed to a Tombu Oivert. That's not how you say it, but say that French, like a tombale hiver. Does that sound French? It's a play on words for roller à tombale hiver, which means driving at a breakneck speed, while just tomber hiver literally means open grave. So it's like a play on words. So it's like, am I saying driving fast or open grave?
Open grave is pretty ominous. I like how macabre that is.
It's pretty macabre. This is the second book that R.L. Stine has ripped Christine off.
I was going to say, I was just Googling when Christine was published, and it was 1983. For the listeners.
Yeah, there is a Fear Street where he also ripped off Christine with a haunted car and bullshit. The haunted car appears in the Goosebumps film, of course. I think it is a Lincoln Continental in that, where it kind of is a Corvette sports car described. It looks fucking insane on both book covers, but it is a Jacobus cover for the original. Just kind of, it's insane. It's like if Batman, instead of being bat themed, he was just like really mad themed.
Yeah, it has teeth. The car has teeth. Yeah,
it does. Well, now we know how Owen Wilson would kiss this car.
That's right.
Also, was Slappy's main way of transportation throughout the movie, which
that's right.
I didn't notice at all. I may have to watch it again. I just thought like he had like a fucking driver. He was like, "Punch it, Charlie," and there was just some like dude who was just like, "Hey, whatever you say, buddy." Greg, hit the gas.
Yeah, I guess I remember him in the driver's side at some point. I don't know, but I do remember the car being there.
You gotta watch it again.
Yeah, I don't mind that first movie. I think it's
first one's good.
I have a good time.
Second one I didn't care for, but
same.
It was fine. It wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Is that our time and place, or our facts?
It's all
about
that
the book?
bullshit.
Yeah.
We're out of practice, but we got it done.
Well, what I do want to add to the mix, and you see my cat is
it's
stepping
Merp.
in a frame here.
Let me see that ass, Merp.
Merp, get down.
Merp.
Okay.
Happy holidays, Merp.
I'm just gonna leave him. Now, Dave, did you know that
he's just doing laps?
He's just doing laps. He's having a good time. Did you know that there is a Goosebumps, or there was going to be a Goosebumps Christmas album?
No, that's incredible. Tell me more.
Okay. Well, I think the story goes that one night RL was at a bit of a mixer for Scholastic. And the great-great-grandson of the composer of the Christmas classic Silent Night was there. And they struck up a little conversation, and, because RL is old. And
he was then, too.
Yeah.
Literally, we're talking about 22 years ago in the case of this book.
Yeah, well, you are what you are, and he's old as dirt. And he was like, I remember this song from when I was little. And
Silent Night.
Yeah. And he goes like, oh, that's really cool that you admire my grandfather's, or my great-great-grandfather's work, whatever. So they got to talking, and he's like, you actually don't need the rights for it anymore. You can just kind of like, all those Christmas classics, most of them I think are, you can interpret them.
Domain.
Yeah. So RL said, that gives me an idea. And he talked to Scholastic, and he got in touch with the studio and all this stuff. And they actually recorded some songs. And Dave, I actually have here an unreleased version of RL's Silent Night. If you wanted to, should I play it?
I was waiting for it. Yes, I would love to hear it.
All right.
Please.
But now let me know if you could hear this.
All right. I'm listening.
Okay. Let me just get everything going here. I know it's crazy. I didn't know about this before. Okay, here it is.
Haunted car, that's what you are. Scary wheels, but we got a deal. Now the by, pissing my little pants as I drive. Please grab the note from the glove box. Read it out loud to your dad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't.
Did he add that fart echo at the end?
Yeah, I don't know why. It
so
seems like a weird. Like I don't know what that has to do with Christmas.
I mean, this is why it's a Christmas book.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whatever word. That's just part of it. It goes on from there. But
I can imagine. Well,
yeah.
I got enough.
Yeah. I mean, he's a talented guy. I didn't know he made music too. But anyway, just a little fact for everybody. So let's talk about this book. What do you think?
I think it sucked.
Yeah, I think.
No, I mean it didn't suck. It was right down the middle. But we should talk about the plot. Then we'll talk about why we hate it. Are you getting warm?
I'm getting a little.
I'm getting warm too. I was ready to start. I already finished my sneak box.
Yeah, what's that, like sex talk? Let me smell my pits. They smell okay.
Just so I can paint the picture right now. Matt smelled his pits. He just took off his AFI hoodie, and he has a shirt that has 2 thumbs, and it says, "This guy needs a beer."
That's right.
And that shirt has not been washed yet. Yes?
Oh, it has.
Really? Mm-hmm. Damn, that's a good printer, man. That looks fresh. That looks so fresh.
I got it for my birthday this past year.
Oh, wow.
My mother-in-law.
So
Yeah.
incredible. It's half a year old, and it looks brand new.
Brand spanking new.
Ask where she got it, because that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mostly wear it to sleep, but I should wear it out about town.
Anytime I see you wearing that, I'll get you a beer.
Okay, deal.
I'll get you a beer right now.
I accept.
All right, want me to go get one?
Yeah.
Okay. See, you're drinking a beer. Now I want a beer.
Hey.
All right, start the plot, and I'm going to go get a beer, and then I'll come back. We'll do one of those. Ready?
Okay.
Because we're not editing. We're not.
No,
we're
this
not
is an
fucking doing
editless episode, everybody.
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
be happy with what you get.
So you got a little boy, and his name is Mitchell Moynihan. He's 12, and he loves cars. The first page, he's talking all about these like model cars that he has, and he's a bit of a braggart. That's how this initial page struck me. Is like, this kid's bragging because he says, "I'm 12 and I'm kind of a legend too because I know more about cars than anybody in my school." It's like, we get it. That's fine. You're a virgin. We get it. Understood. So he's obsessed. He's obsessed with cars. He had to move to Ohio because his dad needs to sell refrigerators. And
I'm happy I got back just in time for the refrigerators. As I was reading it, I was like, this is where Matt talks about selling refrigerators.
He's a refrigerator repairman. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like Ernest. He's like getting electrocuted every 2 seconds. He's always screaming for someone named Vern.
He's very Home Improvement, except I don't know if he's part of the far right.
He did, yeah. Chapter 7 is when he goes to the insurrection or whatever the fuck that was. It was January 6th, chapter 6.
He was like, "Mark my words, son. Give it 22 years, and I'm gonna fucking show Mike Pence what's what."
The first thing that he does when he gets this new car, he puts a Q sticker on the back of it. So
damn, you got far.
Yeah. So I just was telling everybody about how Mitchell is obsessed with cars. They moved to Ohio.
Were you a car kid growing up?
Not
I feel
really.
like it was a very specific thing. Some people were like, "Oh, they love cars." Like some kids are just like, "Yeah."
Yeah, not like this. I liked Matchbox like anybody else, and I liked a specific car. I did think the Dodge Viper was really cool.
It's a good name.
It is a cool name. And so I had like a model of that, but I didn't have like posters on my wall or anything. I didn't really explore it beyond that.
I remember cars. I was not. I had a cousin who was, and I knew 2 people, like a cousin and my dad's best friend's kid. They were really into cars. But I remember like on TV, they would sell these VHSs, and it would be like trains in action, or it'd be like, heavy loads from the and that one got away from me. It'd be like dump truck, acid. That one got away from me. No, but you remember they have like videos and it'd be like big rigs, and it would just be like a half an hour. It would be like mommy needs to go jerk off. Here, I put this is a video that's just like music. It'll be like the fucking Austin Powers theme while you see like fucking like snowplows. And there's just be like snowplows with like da, 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 da,
yeah, that's what I type into my Pornhub search is snowplow compilation.
No, but literally, and it would just be like, I remember going there, and he'd put on a video. We would eat our like hot dogs, and like just watch like trains going by the countryside.
Yeah,
it was like people were selling VHSs of like the generic screensavers that show up on your Apple TV.
No, I know what you mean. It is a weird, like,
but there were
very
commercials for them
thing. Yeah.
On Nickelodeon, it'd be like trains, 3 videos, and if you purchase this now, we'll throw in dump fucking butt trucks. Like,
yeah, I know. Ask your parents for $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
dude loves cars,
but that's Mitchell though. He's all into cars, and I think basically it's just like his dad the family needs a new car. They have like an old ass car that sucks and is breaking, and eventually it breaks to the point where they need to buy a new one. Am I skipping anything if I put it that way? I don't think so.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have the old Chrysler, and they need one so bad that the brakes stop working as they're going down a hill.
Yeah, right.
And they get into a horrific car accident.
Oh, that's right. The only mention of a car accident in Goosebumps, I think, right?
That, like, I remember.
Like this horrific of like plowing into a tree. Like surely they'd be dead, but they're all fine.
Also, either they're dead or you expect it to be a plot point at some point where it's kind of like the car came to life and started fucking screaming and spitting blood, and then he wakes up in the hospital or something.
Yeah.
Being like, no, you just bumped your head in the car accident.
Yeah.
No. This kid just gets his dome slammed into the front, and like I was like, wow, RL Stine, you're against no passenger airbags in this guy. But this kid, he's just like, I remember like his head slams against the dashboard, and you learn that.
That's why I say like he mentions it, and so I'm like, oh, dead for sure. Like IRL, you'd be creamed.
No, you'd be done.
Yeah.
And also, I love the point where like his dad's just like, is everyone okay? Are we still alive? My two sons. They were going to Home Depot. Mm-hmm. By the way, that jam, that song where it's like bum bam bum bam bum bam bum bam bum bam bum bum.
Bad to the bone?
Home Depot song?
Oh.
Bum bam bum bam.
Yes.
Bum. And there's like wrenches and shit.
Do things better or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a dad struggling to like pour wet cement into a bucket.
The dad, he like will never be able to use his right foot again. And then Mitchell is just like, well, is it time to get a new car? In like studio audience laughter, like, oh, yay.
Yep. And he doesn't drop it. And he finds like an ad in the paper that's like, no name car. It's just like sports car. Name your own price. And it's like, this seems legit. A brandless car. Name your own price. Surely this is not a trap for us to be murdered.
I love how through this book, RL Stine, like if you had to give RL Stine like a grade for how much you know about cars, I'd give him like a C.
Sure.
But if it was like a grade for how much you know about cars and you're writing a book about cars, D plus?
Yeah.
D minus. Maybe D minus.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of the, like, you know, stuff you see on first glance. Like, that sure is a steering wheel.
I don't know if it's genius because, like, kids don't know shit about cars. Not everybody's a Mitchell. But at the same time... Well, we were talking about this before because, to be fair, I just mailed this book to you.
It showed up and I was blown away. You know,
and then I pretended like mine showed up random too, and I was like, it was Santa.
Before you said it's Santa, your first text, which was like, hey, this just showed up at my house. I was like, oh shit, me too. like your very first text, I was like, could this be like somebody who listens sent us this book?
What was my name on it? Because I sent it from my Amazon.
I didn't look.
It doesn't matter. It says Amazon on it. You just open it. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I don't know. How this is such a weird thing because haunted car in any TV show, you get it. Any car danger in a TV show, understood. You know it all. But like this is Goosebumps, where none of the characters are old enough to drive.
Yes. So it's very strange.
A bold move, like, because originally I thought, like, what if it's like the haunted car just is like his carpool, and it takes him, like, instead of taking you to soccer practice, it takes you to hell.
Yeah.
Like, that
That's
may
cool.
actually be a more interesting book than this.
That's 1,000% a more interesting book than this.
But it doesn't have the holiday element that this book does.
Yeah, we forgot. Yeah, that like a bus or a carpool wouldn't have all the tinsel that this car has. And the mistletoe that he uses to kiss his dad. I don't know.
He's more into camel toe. The camels that the three wise men rode to give myrrh, frankincense, and gold to the baby Jesus on alleged Christmas baby born morning.
I've heard of it.
Holidays.
You know what this does successfully, though? This book is... It is, like, obviously, yeah, he can't drive, so, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, do, like, a haunted video game console. But what it does do is, like, after they get the car, and we'll talk about the weird, guy who sells it and whatever. But they get home, and Mitchell is out of his mind psyched about this. Even though it's not his. Like, it's the family... The household now has this thing, but he's obsessed. And it did bring to mind, like, my parents would get certain things and I'd be like out of my mind psyched. Like speaking of Christmas, like when they put up, like when we had Christmas lights on our house, I was like, check this fucking shit out. Like we are the coolest house on earth. And I like could not wait to like turn them on every day. The other thing I was really into was flags. I really liked that we had a flagpole on the front of the house, and you could get decorative like garden flags and shit. And there was
Harvey Danger.
I was a true flagpole sitter, and I really wanted us to get a Garfield flag, which I don't know if that dream was ever fulfilled or not. But I had my sights set on it, and that's very stupid and makes no sense because it's not my home.
That's part of being a kid, though. But like, I think early on we learn like pride and stuff, and especially like, do you remember having like an adult feeling or like an adult moment? That's a bad way to put it. But
yeah, I had one the other night. Hey, come on.
Yeah. But like remembering like I take pride in my home. I'm helping doing this. I'm gonna do this. Like
yeah.
It's one of those weird things being a kid where, you're like, this is my family. I'm part of this. And it feels good.
Yeah. And it's cool. And, like, it's a sports car. It looks cool.
I remember my dad getting a new car and being like, oh, we're going to take it for a ride. Or, like, when my dad needed a new car, we'd go with him. He'd be like, who wants to go test ride cars? And you, like, check things out. And you're like, I took every brochure. And you, like, bring it home. And you're like, well, I'm going to have to recycle this in 5 years when my parents find it. But... yeah, it's something that he captured. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's just like his giddiness at the table where he was just like buzzing. He was like, ooh, and they were like, shut up.
yeah.
Eat your spaghetti.
He's just going to sit in the seat and scream. Like,
yeah.
He just wants to be in it.
Yeah, he does. Please, can I sit in the driveway?
Yeah.
But
which he does.
He does, but we should also say they buy it from a big weirdo. I don't know if you could have guessed that.
He looks like a bird.
He's like a bird man with like stringy hair, like the Crypt Keeper. And he's scared, clearly scared of the car the whole time and like sweating and shitting his pants. And they offer like $1 for it. And he's like, yeah. And
I think he's like, we can't afford this. And he's just like, $5,000. And they're like, what the fuck? Because they were saying like, this car is worth like $35,000.
Yeah.
Which in 1999 is like
It's like $100,000.
Yeah. It's like 8 Teslas.
Yeah.
And he's like, $5,000. And remember this, because at the end of the book, I was like, oh, like it hurt. Yeah, the guy's name, he has a name. Its name is Mr. Douglas.
Yes.
And he's fucking shady as shit because he goes over to the car, and to get the car out of the garage, there's like 6 padlocks. So he's unlocking everything, and he's like, just take it. Just take the car. I have all the stuff. Just get it out of my life. And he won't let them look into his house or go into his house because that's where all the bodies are stored.
Yeah.
And he just sends them away with their brand new car.
Yep. And this is when Mitchell's super psyched. They go out and I think take a ride with it, right? The dad takes him for a ride. And it's fun. But is this the rainy ride?
This is when at the end they're home and he's like, can I sit in it? But he gets locked in and he starts hearing voices.
Yes.
And a girl named Marissa Medin saves him.
Yeah, she opens it from the outside and she's like, what are you, stupid? And he's like, no. And then that doesn't happen. But she does open it, and then Todd is there. And Todd's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I was just like having fun in the car, and then it locked on me, and then Marissa helped me. And he's like, who? And she's vanished.
Also, she's like the laziest ghost character in all of R.L. Stine's everything. Not to say she's a ghost or not, but like, talk about red herrings where he's like, hey, where are you from? I just moved here.
Yeah.
When? Whenever. It's like, where do you live?
Yeah.
That way. And she just like nods her head. Like, she doesn't truly answer anything, and is just kind of like, and then disappears. And you're like, all right, R.L. Stine, I fucking get it.
Zero specifics. Like, yeah, we've played this game before. And to Todd's credit, he knows off the bat. He's like, ghost. Because something we didn't say about Todd is that he's obsessed with ghosts. He's much like me in that he's very scared of the ever-present threat of ghosts, just in the abstract.
And he's much like the both of us in that he watches The X-Files.
Yes, correct. So Marissa, vanishes. And I guess the next most important thing is that they go for this ride where it's very rainy, right?
Yeah. Well, Dad dies in between.
Oh, is this where he gets electrocuted?
Yeah, this is an important fact I learned, where Dad goes and he has like a bad wire in the house, so he's like, I'll fix that bad wire, and he turns into like a fucking, when you get shocked in like Turtles in Time, where you just see your skeleton. He gets shocked so bad that Dad glows, they say. And then he also has a dream about being in the car, and it won't slow down. And in the end, he rams into an oncoming Marissa in another car and wakes up and the dream's over. Right. Which, you're too young to have that dream. Do you have that dream where like your brakes don't work, or like...
Yeah, where I'm out of control in a car? I do, yeah.
I have dreams where like I feel like I am in the third row of like my mom's minivan trying to drive the car that I'm in, and I'm on like a highway or something.
Very specific.
Yeah, it's weird. Like basically I'm a row behind trying to steer the car, like reach over and shit.
Right.
Like, it's not good. But this kid doesn't even drive. He hasn't deserved these dreams yet.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he has no reference point for it, so it's weird. But I guess you could just like pretend, like just visualize yourself in the car that's moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does electrocute himself. And then in terms of omens, there are like a few in this book that are peppered in. And I thought this was sort of, I don't know if it's good or bad that the prose is kind of cluttered with these little moments that I guess they make it more ominous. But there is a moment in class where Mitchell doesn't realize it. He sort of like goes into a fugue state, and he's like, he just draws the car 20 times in his notes, and his teacher like sees it, and she's like, what is this? And he looks down and he's like, I don't know. But then they go for this ride, and with Dad's like, okay, fine, we can go for a quick drive. I need to get a couple things from the store. And they're on their way back, and it's very stormy. They're trying to figure out like, where's the windshield wiper on this thing? and which is insane. And Dad's like, hey, can you check the glove box for the manual? It'll help us out. And in the glove box is just a little piece of paper that somebody left, and it says, I'm evil. So, you're in for a good book at this point.
This was a point where I was reading it one night, and I had some time off recently. We took a little vacation, have some pre-holiday
Ooh la
time
la.
off. It was nice. We did
Cabo?
some nice stuff. It was good.
Four
Which was nice.
Seasons?
We stayed home, but we watched my fiance had never seen Master of None.
Uh-huh.
Love Master of None. And we got to the point where Dev is in Italy, and he's learning to make handmade pasta. Yeah. And he's just obsessed with pasta and making pasta, and I was like, fuck. We found a homemade pasta place nearby.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, oh, man.
It's a beautiful
Very
thing.
good.
Some red wine.
It was very good. It was very good. We brought some wine right nearby in Montclair. Don't dox us. It was awesome. If you ever want to come through for
My
some
address
homemade
is
pasta.
1 Montclair Road, Montclair.
It's not too far. It's close. If you're gonna anyway. So
yes.
I was reading this that night, and I was like, you know what? This is great. I don't have to wake up for work in the morning. I can just read through all this and just get it out of my way. It's like I'm a little sleepy, but I'm ready. I can go the distance. And I finished the chapter, and he opens the note that just says, I'm evil. And I was like, I'm going to put this down.
That'll do it for me.
I finished this book before we record earlier today. I was like,
yeah, I read the whole thing today.
Yeah, there were points where I was like, fuck you, and just like put it down.
Yeah.
That was the first fuck you.
Yeah, that's the biggest fuck you, I think, is that because that doesn't go away.
No, the radio part is when it's even worse. It's to the point where, like, first time you're like, I get it. It's like, but when you double down and triple down on it, it's like you're lazy as fuck. RLS.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The I'm so evil. Just I'm not going to be coy about it. It pops up throughout this book, and it sucks. Like
it sucks.
It truly, like, the threat is just the voice saying I'm so evil a bunch, and it's like, all right, that's enough.
Imagine if through the whole, like, Predator, the movie Predator?
No, I've never heard of it. What is that?
Oh, well, the Predator does this little clicky noise. And he's
okay. It sounds problematic, the Predator.
Yeah, so the Predator does that. This would be like if the whole time the Predator, instead of hearing him and knowing he's coming to get Arnold, he's just like, I'm the bad guy.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Talk about telling and not showing. This is the master class.
Yeah. It'd be like, instead of saying boo, they're like, I'm a ghost.
Ghost here. The end. Yeah. So then there's a point where, like, Mitchell has friends and they come over, and they all
love that scene.
They all check out the car, and they go in the car, and the car locks them in, and then I guess, like, blasts the AC, but not really. It's just like a cold is in the car, so much that it, like, ices the inside of the windshield, and they can see their breath and shit.
Yeah. When did Batman and Robin come out?
When?
Speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think 95, right?
Chill. That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right, you can keep going.
It was good, I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so eventually they get out. I think Marissa comes back. Yeah, Marissa comes back and lets them out, and she's like, oh, I had to bail you out again. And also warns Mitch that it's dangerous. She says the car is really dangerous. And then Todd later that night says, like, hey, the car's haunted. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Go to bed. And he goes outside that night, and he's like, Todd kind of got in my head. Like, is it haunted? And, like, because there was, like, an eerie glow around the car, he thought. And then he got closer to it. It was fine. But he was like, he feels this pull.
Yeah, he is hypnotized by the car.
Yeah. He gets drawn in, and yeah, but he doesn't go in that night, I don't think, because he goes back upstairs.
Oh, no, I think he goes in that night, and it drives away.
That's right. You're
He
right.
goes on a joyride.
He hears the voice, and it says, "Come on, climb in, get in." And yeah, it goes for a crazy ride. And then I do remember this because he can't get out, and he's freaking out. And when he gets back home, his parents are in the driveway, and his mom is crying. He just made his mom cry with how irresponsible he is.
To be fair, I can't think of anything worse as like a young prepubescent kid that you could do.
Yeah. That's his mom says, "This is the worst thing you ever did." And then she says, "The worst."
To be fair, I'm still trying to think of something worse.
Yeah,
other than like purposefully burning down your house.
Yeah, or what if he just destroyed, like what if he went out into the driveway and like rubbed rocks all over it or something? Broke the windshield.
Driving puts other people in danger.
That's
just
true.
Like,
That's true.
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
point.
Like unless he's just like, "Hey, I got my sister pregnant," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah. For like kid shenanigans, that's one of the worst.
Yeah. And the parents feel it. So he's like basically grounded forever. And Todd is like not letting it go that the car's haunted and that Marissa is also a ghost. Todd's like,
Yeah.
I've known from the start she is a ghost. Okay.
Yeah. I love it too that it's like a chapter, and we hate when the chapters end and there's like these cliffhangers. And one of the cliffhangers is like Todd was like, "And I know who the ghost is."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
And then the next chapter it's like, "It's fucking Marissa, you idiot." Like,
Yeah. You moron. Yeah, because she's like, or Todd is like, "Well, let's go check out, like, she said that she lived in this house that's been abandoned forever. Let's go check it out." And they go there, and it's been abandoned forever.
Another thing too, I'm surprised because we have the updated ones from 2015. They left in like, "Let's call 411 and see if she's in the." Yeah.
Yeah.
So they call and they're like, "Is there a Medin family?"
Yeah. And they can't find her, and they call 411 and all that stuff. So they're like, all right, the next best thing we could do is go see creepy Birdman who sold us the car, and we'll see what he has to say. So he takes the bus. Mitch takes the bus to go see Birdman. And
Weird trope in Goosebumps books. I'm
children taking the bus alone.
To places that they really fucking shouldn't.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I always think about like Attack of the Mutant, where they get off of the bus in like the bad part of the neighborhood. It gives me that like Home Alone 2 vibe where he's walking through the city and everyone's like monsters.
That one is stands out because there's like a chapter or a scene on the bus.
Yeah. Also, it stands out because we had the best guests answer for what would we like to plug, what they'd like to plug.
That's right.
Yeah. Nick, this one goes out to you, Nick.
Yep. And we'll leave it there. Listen back
to hear the answer.
for the answer. Yeah, so he goes to see the Birdman. Birdman's like, "Look, you can't come in. I can't talk about the car. Goodbye," basically. But it's not for naught because Mitch sees through the door that there's a picture of Marissa. And not only that, but RL makes sure to tell us that there's a big in memoriam banner. Everything short of they're having the funeral at that moment.
I imagine that he just had a picture of his daughter who he loved, and then like he was like, "Oh no, she died," and then went out and got an in memoriam banner to put over it, and he's like, "There, fixed it."
Yeah, this makes me feel good when I see it.
Or even before it, he had a big banner that said "alive," and he's like, "Oh shit!" I need to get a
Turns
new
the sign
banner.
around.
My alive daughter.
Why did I get this? It only fits one state of being.
Well, at least they'll get to use it for a long time.
Oh no.
Drat. I'm out 14.50. I gotta go back to the banner store. My dang daughter died.
Bereaved parents are constantly saying drat.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. My dang daughter died. My banner is out of date.
Yeah, it's been
As
0
flag
days.
people, growing up as a flag person, I bet you understood too.
Oh, I relate strongly. I wanted the in
groundhog.
memoriam flag so bad.
The groundhog wouldn't see his shadow, and he'd be like, "Fuck!" Switching
Gotta switch the flag.
Gotta get the winter flag out now.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of it. Springtime.
Garfield as a snowman, I guess.
That's the dream, though, right?
That is what I wanted, actually. So, yeah. Mitch is to Todd. He says, like, you were right. She's a ghost. She's dead. The car's evil, etc. And then the parents go to see, like, their aunt or something. I think there's, like, a last-minute refrigerator repair. And they leave. The uncle picks them up, so the car is still there. But Mitch isn't allowed to go, and he stays home, and he feels this pull toward the car. He goes inside, and there's a hideous ghoul, and I'm going to read this little passage right here that describes the ghoul.
Please do.
There's a girl in the car, and it says, she turned slowly, and I opened my mouth in a scream of horror. Not Marissa. I was staring at a hideous ghoul, purple, rotted skin, lined and rutted, like a decayed prune. Inky black eyes sunk back in deep sockets, pulsing red veins up and down a broken nose. Toothless green gums, swollen and dripping with yellow slime, torn lips, twisted in an ugly grin. And there's also a foul smell. I think the ghoul is just farting. And she's
That's
like,
all good ghouls do.
yeah, she's hotboxing that little boy. And then he's stuck in the car, and she says, I'm so evil, Mitchell, so evil.
I think that happened before, too, during the joy ride.
Yes.
She heard laughing, or they hear a girl's laughter when they're getting frozen,
Yep.
and then during the joy ride. Oh, by the way, the joyride ends up in front of a train and then stops.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
keeps going, and she hears, I'm so evil. I'm
Yeah.
so evil.
Yeah. And the car takes him out, and, like, it's a scary ride or whatever. And he's like, take me back home. And there's, like, sirens behind him. He thinks it's the cops. Eventually they go home because Mitch is like, just take me back home. And she's like, you want to die at home? Fine by me. But it's not actually the cops.
That's a fucking sick, like, burn, though, too.
Yeah.
Someone's just like, leave me alone. I just want to go home. It's like, fine, you can fucking die at home then.
Yeah. Idiot.
I'm so evil.
Yeah. Maybe you've heard. And there were legit sirens, but it was actually the fire department. And it turns out fire department had to go to his house because his dad, with his weird, wacky refrigerators, burned the whole house down.
Fucking idiot.
He's a
fucking Tim Allen piece of shit.
He's a moron. And, yeah. So then he's home, and his family's home because they know their house was on fire. And the car lets him out for some reason. Why is that? Oh, because it's so ashamed of itself. This was also
this
like,
is insane.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, this kind of ties into why it's a holiday book, because it's where he references, like, Scrooge and shit and, like, you know, changing your ways.
That's right.
But the car is supposed to be so evil and so whatever, but he points out that if the car didn't kidnap him, he would have burned to death in the house.
Yeah.
And his parents didn't put those stickers on the window that was like, save this kid first. So he would have been fucking on fire. And also he had all of those car posters hanging over him at all times. So he would
right.
have just lit on fire.
That's
so
a fire hazard.
He's like, you actually saved me, so you're not evil. And
Yeah.
then the ghost is just like, no, I was good.
Yeah.
And then fucking dies.
Like, truly batshit stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it dies of embarrassment. And
I've
which
been there.
I could sort of relate to.
Yeah, my pants fell down at the fair. And I'd already shit my underwear, so I had to take them off. So everyone saw my dick and it was also covered in shit.
I pissed
That
my
was
pants.
a terrible fair. It was a terrible fair.
I pissed my pants at a kid's birthday party when I was like 17, and no, I was I was like 5, and but I did try to.
It's a real story.
This is a real story.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I pissed my pants because I was told that I had to go to the bathroom with an adult, and I couldn't get anybody to go with me Like I couldn't like get anybody's attention to like take me to the bathroom. And then I told my friends that I had spilled soda. How about that? That's a
pretty
lock.
good.
That's a bulletproof alibi.
If you were not dressed as Reaper, you could have been like Lou, the Piss Reaper. Shout out to Lou from our YouTube video if you want to watch about where he peed his pants dressed as the Grim Reaper and
that's
continued
right.
to trick or treat. The Piss Reaper.
That's right. Yeah, nobody could top that. Shout out Lou.
Yeah, so then Marissa shows up,
Yeah.
and he's just like, the fuck? I just killed you, Ghost. And she goes, no, that's not the... Oh, also, we forgot to say that Marissa calls him the night before, because, I don't know,
yeah.
she is a ghost, I guess, so she can get his phone number for no reason. She
Yeah.
can just see him 2 nights and get his phone number.
Yeah.
She must be fucking hot. And she's like, hey, I need to talk to you. And he's like, I know what's happening. And she's like, you do? And he's like, I do. And good day, sir. And just hangs up on her. And she thinks, she's like, oh, you understood that I have a twin sister that looks just like me who died because she went joyriding and haunts the car, but she went joyriding because she was an evil girl. And that's why she's still in the car, because she's evil.
Yeah.
And he's like, the fuck? Why didn't you tell me? And she's like, oh, I don't want to think it was weird, so I just would walk by and save you every time you were in the car.
Yeah. So that's kind of that. And
Oh, you didn't get to the twist ending, because the thing too is that like his parents are so happy that he's alive and
Yeah.
didn't burn to death, but at the same time, like they left the house. Oh, they didn't die in the fire because they had to go see their like aunt who's dying.
Yeah.
Her aunt had COVID, and they had to come back
Yeah.
and like check. And like Todd was like, I don't want to kiss her. Her makeup's gross. And they're like, she's very sick. You're not allowed to kiss her.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's 8. I don't know. It's like seeing a show where people go out to like a grocery store, and I'm like, why is no one wearing a mask? Like my head is like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking ruined.
The aunt didn't get a booster.
Yeah, so the car won't start
Car won't
after
start.
the ghost has been exorcised.
That's right. So they call a mechanic who comes to their house for some reason. I guess it's AAA. And the guy looks in there and he's like, are you serious? Like, there's no battery in here. He's like, what? And then the book basically ends. And Mitch is like, they're going to have to believe me sometime. Maybe this will be it.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And it just ends.
I sort of appreciated that end, because it's not like we were actually aliens. It's just like a normal ending,
Yeah.
sort of.
Which I kind of like better. in
I
a
do,
way.
yeah. I thought this ending was like pretty fine and normal.
Well, then the special part happens, the real twist.
Yes.
You remember in the beginning when, the middle, when it gets super cold in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Where are they? Ohio?
Yes.
I know that's a place where it's very cold usually, but it actually had a huge drought at that time, and Christmas was coming. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you know what? This will be the first Christmas without snow. Mm-hmm. And the ghost, the last second, was like, you know what? If I've been evil for so long, I should be good. And that car got so cold that it shot snow out and gave a white
That's
Christmas
right.
for all of Ohio.
Yep.
And then RL Stine shows up and he goes, hello, I'm RL Stine.
That's right.
Welcome to my snow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's
Then
that's why I really liked it. We also forgot to say that the fire truck had Santa Claus on it, and he was waving.
yeah. Yes. That too. That's part of the book.
It was
that I
really
read.
frustrating because he stopped at all the houses to give out candy canes, and the house was on fire. Like Mitch's house was burning.
It was like a small, like a tiny little fire, like a bush was on fire.
Yeah.
But he had to hand out like 100 candy
Yeah,
canes.
it's
and the whole
really
thing was burned down.
Not good. Not good time
it's-
management.
It's fucked up too because they even said like Mitchell's still in the house, like
Yeah.
and he was just like, yeah, but these candy canes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an important job. He has one job. It's the candy canes. I get it. So
All right.
I didn't write any good or bad, but I can say that here's a couple notes I had just in general.
Let me hear him.
I think the tone is uneven and gets a little confused throughout because the book makes a choice. RL makes a choice to say not only is this first person, but the storyteller at the beginning says, "Here's my story," and then like
Yeah.
goes from there. But then it gets like very prosaic, right? So it's like, here's a 12-year-old, and we're going so in depth with like, I am the one telling you the story. I'm in 6th grade or whatever. Here's my story. And it's just, that's confusing to me because it's like you wouldn't be this good. Because
so this is the bad.
Sort of. It's just like everything.
This is everything. Give me the everything.
Yeah. So I will say the counter to that is that's a good thing because a lot of the book was written very competently. I mean, there are passages that I like. And there are also, there's a lot of like telling and showing. We've talked about this before. Some of this stuff feels trite to talk about because it's like, this is a book geared to 4th graders. We know this, but still, I talked about what the book does well, which is you sort of live. There's this vicarious excitement that Mitchell gets wrapped up in, like the car, even though it's not his, it's the family purchase, whatever. I thought that was
I like that.
I relate to that. I thought it was striking that he made his mom cry with that joyride. Is like, there's a lot of like RL doesn't shy away from anything in this book. Like he's kind of going for it, like they hit a tree. I'll make your mom cry. There's a point where it says like dad, it hints that like dad is abusive. It's like dad can't control his temper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, I don't like that.
If this were like, if they were describing a TV show in my head, I was like, yeah, the people who play mom and dad were like, everyone else was way out of their league with them in there. Like they hit home as characters.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was a good execution of the parents. And that's it. And then I liked the ending. I liked that it was like normal, and it's like, oh, that's scary that the battery wasn't
like a little smirk at the end of the story where it's just like, you didn't believe me? Well, maybe you will.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, I was whatever. I was a ghost, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think like overall, do I love this book? No. I think it's just as good as any of the ones from the canon you can think of that don't
right down the middle
stand out to you. Yeah, it's like, it's not a Haunted Mask. Like there's like 10 books that are like in league with Haunted Mask to me, and we've talked about that.
Yeah,
like the top tier ones. And then like this is, I don't know, this is like fucking cuckoo clock of doom.
I expected, because Bride of the Living Dummy was so good.
Oh yeah,
I expected that too from this, but nah. My good was, I feel like in the beginning it has a really good cadence, which allows the character, you feel the character, you're like, yeah, I get it, you love cars. That's the point where you're like, it's a little extravagant. The cadence actually follows, like, if it was a Guy Fieri opening, it would fit.
Yeah, you're right. It is so,
like, you could pick anything and just add like, we're rolling out. Like, you could be like, we're rolling out. My name is Mitchell Moynihan. I'm 12, and I'm kind of a legend, too. That's because I know more about cars than anyone in my school. Like, it just, it fits that kind of thing where he's like, I like cars. I like cars so much, my fucking balls are wheels. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
So I liked that. I like how the brother is set to be like the nervous one, and it fits with the story. They say like, are you reading those scary books again? Mm-hmm. And I think that was kind of a offhanded way to put Goosebumps into the Goosebumps world. Yeah. The car accident was actually pretty like visceral and made the just all of the short non-sentences work for RL Stine.
Yeah.
Like Dad's leg shot up and down as he pumped the brake. No! The car slid. We went into a skid. Tires squealed. I heard a car horn. A gray car roared past us. We skidded off the road towards a dark forest of trees. No! I saw Dad's right hand leave the bouncing steering wheel. He gripped the emergency brake and jerked it up. Nice. I shut my eyes and rocked hard, forward then back as the car hit. I heard the crunch of metal, a crackling sound, shattered glass. My head hit the dashboard, then I shot back. I heard Todd utter a high squeak, then silence. Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean,
RL Stine.
Yeah, stands out.
It's pretty good. And I thought this was great, too. Dad, I called. He lurched out of the car, leaned over, and started to puke. That usually we make jokes. That's in the book.
Yeah.
Loud, violent retching. His whole body heaving. I waited until he stopped. Then I called out. Does this mean we're getting a new car? Like, he goes super dark and then throws in his little joke. And as we know from his joke books, his jokes suck, but it's pretty good. I think a really great scene of emotion was when Mr. Douglas starts tearing up. Mr. Douglas knows he's fucking like screwing over this family. And when Mitchell's just like, I'll be able to drive in 4 years, he's like, tears rose in his eyes.
Yeah.
And at first you think it's like, oh, he's sending this family to hell. He's fucking them over. But then later you learn the reason he sold the car so cheap is because his daughter died in it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be around it.
And he just can't be seen. He can't see it anymore. It's just so upsetting to him that this is his daughter's coffin, basically.
Yeah.
So he wants it out, which is like way deeper and more meaningful than any thought or action of a Goosebumps character, which hit home.
Yeah. Yeah.
After I liked this because it would put me into the book. On page 52, after they read the note that says "I'm evil," Dad says, "What kind of stupid joke is that?" Which is like what I was thinking. And then the ghoul, it was a good ghoul.
The ghoul description is good.
For bad, did you say your bad stuff pretty much?
Yeah, it's all mixed in there.
Yeah, there's tons of like, do you believe it? And like, this is a weird saying from Mom. Like, Mitchell, what are you doing up so early? Did you forget this is Sunday? I was like, what the fuck? Like,
the phrasing is weird. I did find dialogue in here that, I guess as always, where that's just unnatural.
Well, this was the D for Cars, writing a book about cars. When he was describing the sports car, this is the description. He says, it has sports car designing, but seats 4.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Sports car designing.
Yeah. Classic thing everybody says about cars. Designing.
Is that even grammatically correct? It has sports car designing?
It's awkward as hell. I don't know. I guess you get the message, but it's clunky.
Yeah, and then during the driving scenes, it's all fragments to the point where it doesn't make any sense. I'm not even going to read it. It's just gibberish.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. All right, so that's the book. You look like you're going to burp so hard.
Oh, I burped, baby.
So, top spook and scare.
Yeah, I'll throw out a spook and scare, which is just this feeling of vulnerability. I think it's the evening. Yes. And Mitchell goes outside because he has it in his head now for the first time that the car might be haunted from Todd. And it's just him in the car outside at night. It says, silence now, except for the rush of wind through the nearly bare trees. Dead brown leaves swirled at my feet, spun around my legs as if trying to hold me back. Good description is A. And then B, there's a feeling of vulnerability in the scene. Dealing with something you're scared of where your ears kind of arch back a little bit. I thought that was spooky. I mean, the ghoul is spooky too, but it's so intentional that it's almost ham-fisted. Like the block of description is good, but it goes on forever. It's like her toes were ugly and they smelled like shit. And she had 3 buttholes and
yeah. And they were all on her face. Like,
yeah.
No,
was
same.
Purple. Yeah.
And this is something I wanted to share with you, too, about that, because that was my top spook and scare as well. That the French version, which always goes hard, the cover is her in the car. It looks like, of course, like a sports car. There's a skull over the gas tank. It's not as grotesque, but it's like this demon-esque white-faced girl just staring out from the car in a really eerie way.
Right. That's Helena Bonham Carter's in there.
Yeah, very much better, because this is like the original one looks like it's like a were car where it's like, oh no, the car's alive, it's gonna eat me, it has a mouth. Like, that has nothing to do with the book.
No.
It's just, but then again, with like, it's our boy Jacobus, he probably was like, hey, it's about a scary car, draw a scary car, and he just did it.
It also has fire shooting out of it. You notice that? On the side, it has like those these little pyrotechnic things.
Oh yeah. This isn't the Jacobus cover though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it does have fangs. Yeah. Best dressed? What do you think? We're probably going to align on this.
At first, I was going to say Mr. Douglas,
Right.
because he kind of reminded me of an eagle. But I'm going to go with Todd.
Same.
Is it from that line where they say, he's so skinny and blonde and pink?
That's part of it, because I thought that was weird.
I mean, that's not how you make a sentence. You
No.
don't say, he's so skinny and blonde and pink.
And pink.
But the pink got me there.
The pink got me there. And his X-Files t-shirt. I mean, come on,
yeah.
baby. He could
You know
sell
it's an
that
I Wanna
on
Believe.
Depop now or Etsy for $300.
Yeah.
What's your alt title? Because I don't have anything.
Fast and furiously masturbating.
Oh, the Fast franchise is a good move. I'll just say Christine, too. Who's the...
Home for the holidays. Christine 2, Home for the holidays.
Christine 2, Baby, Please Come Home.
Yes.
Who's the witch? Is it the twin? The dead twin?
Yeah, there's literally, she was so evil.
Yeah. She was
How could we give it to anybody else who wasn't?
She left that
evil?
little note. And the liquor, I mean, come on, it's gotta be the dad.
Yeah, because there's that whole scene where the mom's just like moaning and he's just
Yeah.
licking puss.
Yeah, but by the way, he calls electrical sockets pusses. Yeah, cool. And then Brian, let me know, is this my pube? We'll find out
is
together. Maybe I left it in the car. I don't know. That's it. Do we do anything else on this podcast?
No.
Okay.
Well, we do wish everybody a happy winter season.
Yes. A merry solstice to you and yours and all the rest. And I hope you enjoy time with your family and you don't get COVID. That would be nice if we didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to get COVID.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone be healthy, be happy, and make sure you make a cum joke at least once on Christmas.
That's right. Santa would want you to.
Santa would want you to.
And he's watching.
He's watching.
When you're in the bathroom.
In the bathroom, he's watching you poop and he's cranking it. He's got his little elves on your shelves.
He's horny for the holidays.
He's cranking it. He's Santa crank.
Yeah. He is
Santa Claus.
He's a haunted sleigh, and it's fueled by his filled sack.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Jingle my little jingle balls.
He's got a belly full of jelly. And by jelly, I mean lube. Like, he's going to fuck your ass.
That's
Ho,
right.
ho. On the first day of Christmas, I jerked off, then I cried. All we want to say is that we hope you guys orgasm for the holidays and have
That's
a
right.
good one. And if you don't, probably see family or whatever. And if you don't have anyone around right now because you're stuck under Omicrons, just know that we love you.
Yeah, we sure do.
Message us on Instagram if you got shit to say. We've been messaging people back. Love to hear from you.
Yep. Bye.